Welcome to A Husband's Heart.
I can't wait till I get you on for good looking. Hey, you and I so hot, just like an oven. And I just had to touch it. It's so fine.
Welcome to A Husband's Heart. I'm Terry Stinson, better known as T. Stin, and I have my co-host here today, the wonderful, awesome, beautiful Ayanna Stinson. How you doing, my wife?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to see or hear what scenario you will be presenting to me to get my opinion on.
Okay.
So let's have at it.
So I heard a very unique take
Okay.
from a coworker, and I'm going to share the coworker's gender, their age, and their nationality because I think it provides context, a different worldview, and a perspective from a different generation.
Okay.
Maybe. So the coworker is 67. He's male. He's Asian. And he was married for over 25 years. And of that marriage, while he was in China, him and his wife produced a daughter. So it's him, he had a family with his first wife. And he told me why that marriage ended. And he told me he knew exactly when it ended. And I was intrigued, to say the least. So he said that his marriage ended with his wife because she was sick. And when she was sick, she said something that was very alarming to him. So initially I was like, oh my gosh, because I've always heard that husbands leave wives when wives get some kind of terminal illness, that they're not able to cope, that they're not very good caretakers for them.
Okay.
So I said, did she have cancer? What was her diagnosis?
Right.
And he said she had a cold.
No.
Yes, he said she had a cold.
A cold?
She had a cold, and he said that because she was sick with a cold, he said that he cooked something for her to eat.
Right.
And when he presented it to her, she said, why would you cook this for me? I don't like this. When I'm sick, I wouldn't want to eat this. I would want to eat something else.
Right.
And he said, well, what would you like to eat? And she said, and this was the moment that he knew that the marriage was over, he said. She said, you should know what I would want to eat. And he said, and this happened decades ago.
Right.
But when he was telling me this story, he was still unwavering in his position that the marriage had to come to an end.
Right.
And this was the reason that the marriage was broken. This was the reason that the marriage was irrevocably broken. He said he's not a mind reader, and that her expectation for him to be a mind reader was so flawed and so ridiculous that he was not going to subject himself to a person who would have that expectation of him.
Right.
And I know that we talk in our culture, like in the North American culture, about you can't have that expectation for your partner to be a mind reader. You have to have effective communication.
Right.
You have to let your partner know what you want. You have to listen. You have to be an active listener, all the things. But when he said that in that moment he knew, and just because she said, you should know, like to her point, you should know. You should know me by now. We've been married 25 years. You should know me. You're going to bring me cow foot soup? I don't like cow foot soup. I want chicken noodle soup. You should know that about me, right?
Right.
So I don't know what he prepared for her.
Right.
And why she was so unhappy with the meal he presented.
Right.
But how do you feel about you should know? You should know this about me. At 25 years, at 27 years, at 30 years, you should know. Is there any weight to that? Should someone know? Is it that the expectation of one party is that you're a mind reader, or is the expectation that we've been together this long? How do you not know this about
Right,
me?
right. That's a good scenario and a great question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can do both sides of the coin on that one.
Mm-hmm.
You would think after a long-term marriage, you would know. I mean, you would know someone's taste or interest, particularly their favorite foods, because you have communication.
Right.
But like you said, I'm glad you put it in context. Older gentleman, Asian culture. So a lot of times where we think relationships go may not be, in some other culture or even country,
Right.
because, what is marriage to them? Get married and do you really build a relationship,
Right.
or you just marry on paper or just a name?
I don't think it's on paper and just a name, but I don't think his marriage was really built on romance. I don't think it was
Right,
necessarily a romantic relationship. I think it's a relationship built on healthy partnership.
Yeah, yeah. So all that plays a role, but let's just because we can piece it either way and things of that nature. But just for their fact, just talking in general about couples, because you would say, well, who's right, who's wrong?
Well, I'm not saying who's right, who's wrong. I'm saying, should he know? Should he know?
What do you think, Terry? How long were they?
25 years.
Yeah,
should he know?
I would think he should know what she likes, but maybe that scenario, man, I'm assuming the way it sounds like she just didn't get sick because he didn't know that she didn't like whatever, he presented to her. You would think a couple, a man or either a woman would know what a person definitely don't like or what they like. I don't have a favorite food when I get sick. So should he have known? I would say with that long period of a relationship, yes. I ask a lot of my guests, should you have expectations of your wife or vice versa? And, a lot of men would say no. Probably not for something as simple as that. I think usually when you talk about should you have expectations, usually on a grander scale, right?
So I've been sick before, or I've had children, and you've had to take care of me, or I've been sick, down with the flu.
Right.
So do you feel like you do a good job taking care of me?
Yeah, I think I do a decent job. I mean, because I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to say, my timing is, I think, time management, getting things to you. But, I mean, it's not, to me, when a person's sick, it's not, man, usually your taste and stuff is is off whack anyway. Most folks are taking medicine. They're drinking liquids and some type of soup. No one's eating steak and potatoes when they're sick, usually.
Right.
So you pretty much got that down packed. Chicken noodle soup, some liquid, hot foods to break up the mucus. You're giving them Theraflu, whatever cold medicine.
Okay, so let's say he was doing all these things for her, but instead of chicken noodle soup, he gave her like a tomato soup, let's say. And then that was her response.
Yeah.
And she's not feeling her best. So maybe she's kind of irritable and miserable and not her kindest, best self.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I wanted to go ahead and let's move forward. Should a man in that particular scenario know what they don't like or like? Yeah. But I can tell you this, as you presented the story, he did still ask. He availed himself to say, hey, what is it that you want? And then instead of her
telling him,
right, helping him help her, she gets on the defensive. She gets on a on a firing line. You should know.
Right. But maybe she's just not her best self. She's not feeling well. So she's irritable, and that's just her response.
Right. But I'm just telling you, but I can see and I think they went back and forth for a few times where he was just trying to say, hey, just tell me. He's letting her know I failed as far as not knowing or what I should have known.
Right.
But now I'm saying, hey, tell me what you want. What you want.
Tell me what you need and I'll get it for you.
Right. So now he's back on the good side, the correct side, because he said, listen, I've dropped the ball on what I should have. But in the moment right now, I want to rectify. I want to help. I want to give you assistance. And
So she's the problem.
as the story goes on, she's the problem, because things in relationship, now she has expectations which she think he should know already.
She has uncommunicated expectations.
Well, yeah, no, well, maybe she did communicate, but I'm saying you have to make adjustments in life, in your relationships, for moments.
Right.
That was a moment where you got to remove your expectations when someone's trying to help you. Because obviously what they're doing is aiding you. You're going to the past, or you going to some in your mind what you think should be. And you could be correct, but when a person say, hey, I get it, I'm not discounting the past or what your rules are, but I'm giving myself to you now to help you.
Right.
So why
help you?
Why are you bringing it? Everything else to me is irrelevant when someone's there to care for you.
Right.
They're giving you the answer, giving you the response of what you think they should have done.
Right.
You know, why do I say, hey, he failed the past, but right now in the future, right now in the present,
this is what I want.
He's passing the test.
Right.
He's meeting my needs, my wants. He cares. And then from that moment, maybe it'll pick off. So that's it's actually, I'm not going to say it's sad, but that's where relationships can miss the mark because of an old expectation versus the present moment of change, of good change, adjustment. You know, like, wow, just think about that. He's not denying, he's just not dwelling in the past.
And the past might not be the present any longer.
Right.
Like what you needed from your spouse at year 5 in your marriage might not be what you need from your spouse at year 15 in your marriage. Might not be what you need from your spouse in year 25. Like at year 5, I might need assistance with the childcare. At year 25, we're empty nesters. I don't, that's no longer a need of mine. I might have new and different needs.
Yeah. People use rules. They use what's the term I'm looking for? Like when you do something over and over, is routines or traditions. It's almost just like in the Bible even speaks, the people want the law. You can't even follow the law, but you're begging for the laws. And then in that scenario, like, I mean, it's just, do you really? And we use weapons, we use information, we use tools as weapons. Like she weaponized an expectation or even something maybe he should have known or should have done. When he's coming to the altar saying, I give myself to you. I'm here to help. And you go and take an old rule or even a new and say, no, forget about what you're willing to give me and sacrifice. I'm holding you to something that I think you should have done. Like, why are you whipping someone who's trying to help you and put themselves on the altar for you?
So I hear that, but also at a certain point, I guess it can be disheartening if your spouse, after so many decades, after so many years, if you've taken the time to learn your spouse, and grow with your spouse and learn your changing spouse, and it doesn't seem like they've invested the same amount of attention and time in learning you. Right. That could be very hurtful.
And listen, that's what I mean. Like, we all miss the mark with what other person think and should. Should is another human being put on another human being. Should. Because then your thoughts say, hey, this is how it should be. This is how it should go.
Yeah.
And you setting yourself up for either, I'm not going to say failure, but just if it doesn't go that way, then what? You see what I'm saying? Disappointment, a negative feeling, disheartening, versus seeing a person's action, using that to kind of, you can help guide people, train people, show people to line up with an expectation, a healthy expectation. Hey, babe, you know what? Moving forward, now you know what I like. So if this ever happens again, this is what I would like to have.
Right.
And the person go, you know what? My fault, baby. You've been sick before. I didn't pay attention, but moving forward, I got you.
Right.
You see, that's how you move. You learn. The man learns too. Like, yo, I was slipping.
Yeah.
Because she's been sick before. I just didn't pay attention to what her likes were.
Right.
You know, that's what I mean. Like, we all have to move out our own way. Like, stop putting expectations on just because you're there and the other person's not there. That don't make you better or make you more mature. Some things, some people tune into more because of whatever reason, interest, easier. That's their cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people always judge people on something they do well or that's good for them, that's easy for them.
Yeah.
It may not be as easy or that may not be their thing in life.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll hold someone else to a certain standard or level of what we think should, hey, well, that's what we did. That's what I was brought up.
Mm-hmm.
And you should know better. You've been around me.
Mm-hmm.
But just being around you don't necessarily mean people just pick up everything, right? They pick up some things.
Yeah.
And we just put these things on there. Why? Sometimes we like to weaponize things too. You got to wonder if people have an agenda, but getting away. That's a good scenario. That's good. I like that because that shows not only in that scenario how relationships can veer off and can't get back on track.
Yeah.
Because not only ineffective communication that we don't make the main thing the main thing. Mm-hmm. We whip somebody on something that's like, man, I would love to talk to her and like, wow, was losing, let's say they did get a divorce. He was losing your marriage worth what your expectation was at that time?
Well, I asked him because I was like, I really doubled down on that's why you got divorced. Like that was, he's like, absolutely. That's the moment that I knew I had to be divorced. That's what he said to me. And I said, well, now here it is much later and you have time to reflect. Do you have any regrets? And he says, no, I have no regrets. And I said, do you think your wife has any regrets? And he said, I don't think so. But he's still friendly with her. Like they have an adult child together that they spend time with, see and stuff. So, but yeah, he's confident that he made the right choice. And that was a big deal breaker for him.
Yeah.
Or it was really revealing to him.
Well, people, just like we always say, kids are resilient. People are resilient too. People move on.
Yeah.
Regardless. I mean, you can always reflect and think back.
Yeah.
And then you're talking to Asian culture too, and he's male.
Yeah.
And I know as men, we don't like once we move past or forward, we tend to don't do a lot of rear view checking. On to the next, like in things in life. Yeah. Because once you lost something, unless you really realize you screwed up and you try to go back and get it, or get your girl, but a lot of times, because men, we're generated by completion projects and and we don't really like friction. We love peace. So once they feel like, hey, that's an unmovable object, I can't move it, or I'm gonna keep trying to move something I can't move, but I can move on.
But I can move on.
Can't move that, but I can move me.
Well, thank you for tuning into my husband's heart. For more stunners, more zingers, like I can move on.
Yeah, I can't move that, but I can move. Or
here's your boy T Stin.
Yeah, I'm your boy T Stin. Listen, thank you. No, y'all want to thank you. Great scenario you brought up today. Looking forward to some more. But again, I'm your boy T Stin.
Talk to him.
I'll listen. See you the next time. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.